Hello everyone, it's Annette Green here, working in my vintage black 2023 weekly planner. It's my memory keeping planner with Elizabeth Craft Designs. I have filled up one planner already and I'm working on the second one to get through every week of the year of 2023. And this week is week 40. I've been very busy, but I am going to document something that most of us do, right? We go get a haircut. Other than getting a haircut, all I did last week was work, so we're going to document the haircut this week. If you're new, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Last week I did this week 39 page with these fun pockets and tags, the chevron pocket. So if you missed it, go ahead and go back and watch 39. I do have a playlist with every week, so you can go back and watch all the way from the beginning if you like. Okay, so here's my page. I'm going to take this out of here and work on this today. And I know that I have my plan kind of started in my head. I just sort of think about these things. And even before I went to get my hair cut, I decided, well, this is what it's going to be this week because this is all I've done but work. So ahead of time, before my haircut, I had Paul take 3 pictures of me, front, side, and back. And then when I came home, I had him take 3 more of those same shots with my new haircut. So that's all I'm going to have on the page today. I don't have a lot of time. My idea was that I would take my largest postage stamp die. This is from my first release, 2026 postage stamps, and of course I will link everything below. But in order to get all 6 photos in this one frame, we're going to have to make this a little bit longer. So I thought I'd show you how to do that today. I also know that I need the number 40, which I used, as I have been using, the Planner Essentials 37 stitched letters and numbers set. So I have that at the ready when I'm ready to decide what color. And then I have some just pretty little like doily lacy kind of circle reinforcements, and those are from the reinforcement variety pack number 2. Don't know what color those are going to be yet. And then I grabbed a couple of other things that I thought I would show you. Because it's a haircut, I thought without getting too cutesy, too corny, I thought I would incorporate some scissors. And this is actually a Sidekick Essentials page die. 2028 Sidekick Essentials 26, the yarn card with scissors. And I have used this before, and I've used the scissors to make a little swing clip in the past. And if I think of it, I'll pop that picture up to show you, and I'll show you what week that was. So I thought maybe that might be an embellishment on the page, a little pair of scissors. I'm not going to use the page die, of course, because I'm working in a full-size planner. And I also grabbed 2056, the tab 5 page with the photo slider. I made a really cute photo slider page a couple weeks ago, you might remember if you've been watching. But this is one of those sets that has the full alphabet. There are words already spelled out, but then all the other letters to make the full alphabet. So I thought I would come up with something like new look or selfie or something like that from those letters. There's also this cute little camera that I might use. I don't know if I'll have room or not. We'll see. And then the last thing that I grabbed, again, not sure if it's going to make it, is one of the new floral dies. This is 2088 Floral Greenery 1. It's one of my favorite ones. It's so pretty. It could be used year-round, but it definitely has a little bit of a holiday, maybe Christmas feel about it. But I just love the little flowers. I love some of these leaves and things. It might make it into the background a little bit just to pretty it up, but this paper here is really pretty. So that's just off to the side, just in case. To start with, I went ahead and I die cut 2 of those largest postage stamps, and I'm going to extend them to make it a little bit longer, but I don't know how long that needs to be. Now, I knew I was going to do this, so I went ahead and sized my photos just so. This one needs to be trimmed a little, I can see. As far as width, these might have to be cropped a little bit more, but the plan is to get these in here, and by doing so, I'll know how much depth that I'll need out of those 2 postage stamps. So I need to crop these a little bit more. And I think I'm just going to get this lined up. I think that's going to work right there. Okay, so what I've done is I've just put those photos on top. I just slid this one up until it matched up with the teeth of the one before it. I am going to come down a little bit. Okay, so there's a bit of an overlap right there. I'm pretty sure that's going to work, but I'm not going to cut anything or you know, commit until I am 100% sure. So let's lay those photos back on there one more time. These are all cut the same height and width to each other, so if I take a little bit off of one, I definitely have to do it to all of them. So height is good. I see equal amount of black, but it looks like I need to take off a good 1/8 from each photo to get that all to work in there. My photo's trimmed and I'm ready to put this together. Now I'm just going to put a couple of pencil lines so I know where this is supposed to overlap when I take these apart and glue them back together. I'm using my new precision glue press by Sweet Petunia. Somebody told me last week that that little nib on the front of there, that's to put your cap. So thank you. I did not realize that. And I've just sort of been laying these here. I got those first two on there once I decided where they needed to land. Now it's easy to put these others right down in a row. So it wasn't a super exciting week. We didn't do a whole lot because I'm working so much. But you know, this was a kind of a bigger deal haircut for me. I let go of a good 3 inches, as you can see. You know, it's time. It was so long and it was getting kind of thin looking and heavy. So now it's a little lighter, a little more style to it. Getting ready to go to Canada to teach at the retreat, meet everybody. Wanted to have a fresh haircut. Okay, hopefully this is straight. It's not right under my eyes, so it's hard for me to tell. Got a little glue right there I'll have to clean up later. All right, I'm going to get the rest of these on here. Compatible cardstock here to do my reinforcements and my number 40. And my Empress Mini is sitting right here, so I'm going to use her. I haven't glued this down yet. Still thinking about what else is going to go on here and how it's going to go on here. But we've got our 40. This nice green citron kind of color. And the reinforcements are this nice kind of teal color. I'm just picking up from the colors in this background paper. And the background paper was just, you know, randomly chosen at the beginning of the year. I just pre-cut all the pages and making them work. Sometimes I switch them up because I don't like how they look, but so far this is working out pretty well. Okay, I like those, and I got my 40. Now this is kind of busy and pretty down here, so I don't know if I want to put the 40 down there. I think it's going to compete, especially in that color. And I have this problem every week. It's like I need to do something more to make that stand out, and so I sometimes do a drop shadow. But I don't want to always do the same thing, so I need to think about making that stand out a little bit better. Thought I would grab my, since I have my postage stamp dies right there, maybe I would make this into like a little banner that comes down and have the 40 on there. And, you know, I just wanted to point this out, like that's okay. That's okay. Something about it seems a little plain to me. And it's that whole, like everything's floating within things that bothers me sometimes. So I use the die to cut out the next, the little frame that goes within there. There's 2 for each size stamp. And then the 40 is too big, but that's good, right? So see how it kind of hangs off and it overlaps a little bit. And to me, that's like all the difference in the world. I love that. Something about that is just so much better. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. And I think it'll go up there. I like it. I need some more stuff. So I'm going to look at that flower die and decide on some words and see if we can make that work. Well, I decided on before and after. I'm just going to do before, after. This column, of course, is before and this one's after. I thought for a moment about turning it sideways and I thought, no, don't really like that. So what I have done though is I have die cut the words, those letters from that die I told you about. Every letter that I needed, I die cut it twice. Once out of this like linen, off-white, and once out of that teal for that word. So before we'll have a slightly white drop shadow, and then down here where it's darker, I just switched it around and I did the linen color on top of the ivory. Ivory? Teal. Goodness. I have a glass of wine right there, but I haven't even touched it yet, so I have no excuse. Okay, and then I have my scissors, which I think will be just cute right there. And I've got my 40, which I'm going to cut off, the top of the page there. And then I die cut this pretty kind of leaf stem, let's say. This is from that set I showed you before. And then I took the smallest of dies from the florals, and I cut one or two just next size up. But I've cut a bunch of those little flowers. I was thinking about stamping the centers because we now have these flower centers stamps, but that little tiny guy might be just a little bit too small for these. It just adds a really nice center to the flower. If I had a sample to show you of what that looks like, I would show you. Hold on. Some of you may have seen this on my social media a couple days ago. If you can see inside of that little white flower, see the little speckly green center? So nice, right? That just saves you from having to put something like this in the center. Now you have that texture from that stamp. Really, really nice. And of course, this is a new floral set as well with my small doily and my layered labels, stamps and dies and all occasion word stamps. That's just a fun Christmas card I'm going to make with some friends later this month. This is so pretty. I hate to take away from this in the paper, so I know I definitely want to cut this apart. It's just a little too big and overpowering to use all at once. So I'm just going to cut the leaves away from the stem basically. And I seem like I do this a lot, but I put in like filler stuff around 3 parts of my main image. That seems to be my thing. I kind of like one down low, but that gets lost in there, I think. I think I have to stick up here close to like where it's a little bit lighter. Maybe. I mean, I could put one down here, I guess. That's kind of pretty. Oh, maybe I'll do that and overlap that black a little bit. Does this feel okay? I do have flowers. I could sprinkle a few flowers. Okay, well that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to spend a little time playing around. Always when you're doing flowers on a layout, you can't really, shape them a whole bunch. I might just give them a little bit of a curve, but I know they're going to get flattened out. And I do want to put something in the center. So I may look to my like Stickles kind of stuff or Nouveau drops. This might be a little too large. They have these little filler berry kind of things you could use for the centers of your flowers, or maybe I'll just use a little pen and put a few dots that look something like the stamp set. Okay, obviously I have a lot to think about, so let me go do that. Okay, I did do my little flowers that I'll show you in a minute. I almost forgot to put my scissors on here. I did die cut them out of just silver, kind of metallic cardstock. But you see my little flowers here? They're kind of cute, right? I put 3 there, put 1 over here, put 1 down there. And I'll show you, it's just super easy to do. Let me zoom way in here. Can you even see it? It's so tiny. Oh boy. Okay. So I just found 2 markers, like an olivey green and a bright kind of citron kind of color. And I took the darker one and I did a few little dots just around the center, kind of random. Let that dry for a minute. And then I went and took this one, and I want to wait because I don't want to kind of blur it. I don't think it'll, no, it's good. Okay. So I just did some strokes of color from the center out, just to add a little more dimension. And then I did take it to my cushion over here and took a ball stylus to it and just kind of cupped it very slightly. I know it's going to get mashed later, so gosh, did you even see me do that? So close. Anyway, if I were to put 1 more, I might put 1 up there. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? I kind of feel like I don't want to. Maybe I don't need it. I have 5. That's a nice odd number. I do this to you guys every week. I don't know. I do like it now. Just like every week. I keep changing my mind. So I'm going to put it up there. And I like to use my Aleene's good old super thick tacky glue for flowers because it really does grip, quick grab and hold really, really well. Okay, so I think that's it. So just remember, even if it's something as mundane as a haircut, it's still something that happened to you during your week, and it's still worthy of documenting. So don't ever dismiss those everyday things as not good enough for your planner and your memory keeping. I think it's wonderful. And it's kind of fun to have a little plan like that, a before and an after. So I hope you like it. I hope you are playing in your planner and having a good time like I am. I thank you always for watching. Now next week is going to be a little different. You see me usually every Sunday night. I post the video. I am going to be gone in Banff doing the retreat with Elizabeth Craft Designs next week and into the following week. So I think what I'll do when I return is I'll do a 41-42 2-week spread all about the retreat and the trip and all that good stuff. So that'll be the plan. You won't see me next week, but you'll see me the week after with a 2-page spread. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching. I always appreciate you. Have a good time, and I'll see you soon.